So for MEPS, again, when I went down, it was a one-night stop. I took the ASVAB, then from there, I went directly onto a shuttle bus straight to one of their provided hotels, which was a Hilton hotel. It was a Hilton Garden Inn, and we went down the street about a mile or two, and we got there. They gave us the briefing. We sat down. They explained to us the do's and do nots at the hotel, had us sign some papers, and gave us the information about what we'll be doing for the following day at MEPS. So they went and said, you know, you can go ahead and eat dinner. So we went down, and we went up to our rooms first and then put everything in there, and then came back down to eat dinner. And the meals honestly were decent. They weren't the best. I didn't have a problem with them. Others were having issues, but it was okay. And they said the service was bad, but beggars can't be choosers. So I went ahead and ate the food, and then you can't swim. You cannot, you can't use mouthwash, is what my recruiter told me, because they do a breathalyzer test at MEPS, so they said no mouthwash. They said you can't, you know, you have to make sure that wherever you go, you're with someone, but, you know, it's all preference, so I actually was able to go down the street to one of the Dollar Tree and get snacks and candies, and so, anyways, I came back. And you have to make sure that you're back at the briefing by 8:30 at night. So we ate dinner about 5:30, had another briefing about 8:30, and then we went to bed. I had to be in our rooms by 10:30, and then wake up about 5. And breakfast was there, and then they had the bus come pick us up about 6. And the breakfast was awesome. I thought it was great, had everything. So the bus picks you up. You get everybody on the bus to go to MEPS, and then we went down. This was the first time I was going to MEPS, so I went down and I did everything. They brought us all in, sat us down in a classroom type setting. Then they had the man in charge of that MEPS come in and basically introduce us to everything that we'll be going through. And first off, they explained sexual harassment, things like that. Then they had us take a breathalyzer test, which, you know, you breathe in and they can tell if you're, you know, drunk or whatever, which some people have been. So we went ahead and took the breathalyzer test, and from there went directly into the main room, which we went from there to do our blood test and then do our sight. And the sight test I thought would have been easy. It's a little hard because they have you read like the smallest print on the bottom of the list, and you have to kind of focus pretty hard to make sure that you have 20/20 vision. They don't want you, you know, and then they also do a color, to see if you're colorblind test. And then they have you, from the vision test, then they take you over, and usually in between the tests, they meet with you. One of their guidance counselors or one of their instructors has you go in a room and sit down with them and basically ask you a few questions like, has anything major medically happened to you, or, you know, have you had any issues physically or things like that. And they just kind of be real friendly. My recruiter said that his job was to make sure we went into the Air Force, and their boss at MEPS has them go through in the morning. This is him saying what he thought it would have been like, and say, you know, someone is not qualified, find them, and basically find a reason for you not to go through and get in the military. So anyways, from the guidance counselor, we went and did a urine test. So we took a urine test, and they have stalls for the men along the wall. You pee in a cup right alongside somebody, and then you cap it off, give it to the lady, and she takes it. And then from there, you go to do the hearing test. And you sit in this small room, just big enough to fit about 3 people, and you're facing the corner. So you're faced like this in like one of those tight spaces, and you have headphones, and this is like an old elementary style hearing test. And you have this little buzzer with the button on it, and they put you inside this like little old time capsule, like tent style room, and then you sit in there, And then the guy says, you know, when you hear the noise, push the red button. So you'll hear it once on the right side, once on the left. They'll kind of mix it up, and you'll hear it faint. Sometimes you can't hear it at all, but you just push it, and you focus, and you just, sometimes it's so light you think you hear it, but you really didn't, and vice versa.